Yeah, I was wrong about the Bills. Glory be to Jesus Christ.
Glory forever. Welcome to Dynamite Duo Sports, a podcast where we break down the NFL's top storylines with the facts, including the fact that we are finally getting some snow games in the NFL and in college football. I'm Giuseppe.
I'm Antonios.
And today we are going to be recapping what was week 10 of the NFL seasons, which had some really good games and some really bad primetime games. So,
And big upsets.
big upsets.
Very big.
All over the place. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So, on Thursday Night Football, we had the Broncos take down the Raiders 10-7. That was like an awful game to watch.
I disagree.
Really?
I watched the game, and even though it was low scoring, I found it entertaining because of the turnovers and things like that. So even though it was low scoring, I don't know why people are hating on it. I actually kind of was entertained by it.
I wasn't, because it was just bad offense, in my opinion. Except for the Broncos defense. Broncos defense was like sacking the quarterback like crazy.
I think it was entertaining to watch the Broncos defense and things like that. So that's why I actually thought I enjoyed it.
Well, the entertainment value wasn't there for most people. So
Was for me.
I don't know. It overall, it was a game.
Disagree.
Then you had the Colts take down the Falcons in overtime over in Germany, 31-25.
You look at me like that for. Erika. Is that what it is?
Okay. So yeah, Colts were trailing in the fourth quarter.
Daniel Jones not looking good. Then he came back, along with Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, speaking of, I got his stats. It was like the best game for a running back this year so far, I think. 244 rushing yards, 42 receiving yards, 286 total yards, and 3 touchdowns. A great week of fantasy for anybody that had him, but a terrible week for anybody that played against him.
You know, it was kind of like just Rico Daddle's average Sunday, kind of. I'm kidding. It was pretty similar, his second game.
Yeah.
Against Cowboys,
Well, I know. Luckily, we don't have to play Jonathan Taylor this year. So
yeah, that would be bad.
So yeah, Colts, Daniel Jones, like he said, struggling early on in the game. Basically, he didn't really show up till the fourth quarter.
But if that's when you show up and that's how you win, and
but
fine with me.
I am worried.
There is concern, but
this is the start of a little going back to New York ways.
It could be, because when you think about it, back then with I don't think it was Sam Bradford, but whoever the quarterback was for the Vikings, and they were like 7-1 through like 8 games, then they just collapsed after.
Yeah.
I think it was Sam Bradford, but I forget. But it could be that same situation.
It could be. But yeah, then the Falcons, they blew it. Let's just call it what it is. They blew it.
They blow it a lot.
And yeah, so I would just say
28-3.
Good luck getting into the playoffs at this point. And we'll see if any changes are coming in Atlanta. Then you had the Browns losing to the Jets 27-20.
Even after trading their 2 best defensive players.
Yeah, this was mostly due to Dylan Gabriel playing absolute garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jets also had 2 special teams touchdowns.
Yeah.
They had 2 kick returns for touchdowns. I don't know. I forget if they were both punts or they were a mix of kickoff and punt returns. But 2 of their scores came off of that.
And they've won 2 in a row. So
yeah, they're on a winning streak. Woo! But yeah. We'll get I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Browns later. So yeah, Jets feel good, play good. I don't know why you would feel good after training your players, but
and you get a lot of good draft picks next year, so probably similar to Packers, young team kind of idea. So
yeah,
maybe you guys should get Brian Dable.
Why would
as an offensive coordinator, not head coach? Aaron Glenn could keep head coach position. But
yeah, well, yeah, we'll get to that later. All right. Then you had the Saints take down the Panthers 17-7.
Panthers, can you be consistent for once?
They can't. They literally can't. Basically, well, now we officially are free from picking you in our.
Well, not picking you, so you win.
But, so yeah, sorry, it didn't work.
Not much to talk about in that game, though. It's just
basically
that's just Panthers football.
Panthers football. Tyler Shaw had some I don't know how to pronounce his name. Had some pretty good. Had some nice deep throws.
He started having a good connection with Chris Olave.
Yeah,
which is good.
So it was like do you guys have to draft a quarterback? Maybe you don't have to draft a quarterback this upcoming draft. But if you don't improve next season, then you definitely should be looking at that. But
Yeah.
I think for next season, you're okay. Then we had the Patriots take down the Buccaneers 28-23, and I'm not even upset about it, honestly.
Like I said, I was happy for whoever won, and that's the kind of game I wanted to see. It does suck to see though that like Baker's really trying with an injured team,
Yeah.
and it really stinks.
That's literally the reason why they lost. In my opinion.
That's the reason why they have lost a lot of their games because of injuries. So if they just, I don't know if they'll ever get to stay completely healthy. But that's the issue with the Buccaneers right now. The Patriots though just look really scary with the kind of team they have because they don't even have the best of the best.
It's like the Patriots are back, guys. They're back,
and Vrabel's
after a
the
short
man.
hiatus. They are back. They found their man at head coach. They found their man at quarterback. They have a top 5 corner in the league. That's scary.
Yeah. So yeah,
Buccaneers. If Buccaneers get healthy, I would definitely be like, look out NFC. But until then,
who knows? Who knows? Patriots Buccaneers could be the Super Bowl rematch.
Ooh, Tom Brady's not calling the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, like Tom Brady, who you going for? Huh?
Well, technically he can't pick who he's going for if he's calling the game.
Oh no, but I'm saying since he's not, it's like who'd he go for?
Oh yeah.
I think he would say Buccaneers.
Whose sideline does he get to go on?
I don't think
does he get to go on the sideline with one of the teams. Which teams are going to go on?
I don't think Tom Brady wants another quarterback to take his dynasty from the Patriots, so he might go Buccaneers. Just out of spite.
I don't know. But I think all America would be rooting for the Buccaneers except for Patriots fans because we don't.
I don't know. It would depend. I like Baker, so that's why I would go Buccaneers. But if Baker was not on the Buccaneers, I'd probably go Patriots for Drake May.
Sure. But anyway. Then you had the Ravens take down the Vikings 27-19, where the Vikings were leading at halftime. And then J.J. McCarthy was, I don't know, might be time to be looking
for another quarterback.
I don't know. But maybe give him the rest of the year, see if he develops.
And then Ravens, they don't actually look that impressive still.
They still don't.
They don't look that impressive.
And they're playing the Browns next week, so we're not going to learn anything.
Yeah.
So
I need to see him play some of the tougher teams before I say anything. But because Lamar was not that impressive on Sunday. So
it is the Vikings defense.
It is Vikings defense, but again, if you're a great quarterback, you should be able to know how to play against a defense like the Vikings.
Yep.
So.
Yep, and then the upset of the week. Yeah, the Dolphins destroying the Bills 30-13. And honestly, that final score doesn't even indicate how bad they were beat. It's
just like
what the heck?
What's going on, Bills? You guys look awful.
Really
when
bad.
I saw the Chiefs game, I was like, okay, maybe they're coming back now. They're going on the winning streak, and now
nope.
I was
it's like
really wrong about that.
It's like I said, they need a number one option because they don't have an actual number one option that could beat man coverage.
Yeah.
Defenses are just gonna have at it with your number 2 or 3 wide receivers.
It's just Bills. You guys picked up McCall Hardman. Woo!
Here's what that is.
Yeah. It's just like that's bad. But for me personally, it's just like you're in danger. You're in a danger zone right now, Bills, because Patriots have a 2-game lead on you. You got to play them again. You play Buccaneers this week. That could be 2 more losses for you guys already, and that's you're in a danger zone. I'm just saying, you're in a danger zone right now. So.
Yep. And then Dolphins, impressive, honestly.
But I don't think the Dolphins want to be impressive, Mike McDaniels. I think they don't want that.
I don't know. Maybe the players actually do like Mike McDaniels.
Maybe Dolphins should pick up Brian Dable. Because their offense, Mike McDaniels does not know how to run that offense very well, honestly.
Well, no, he doesn't now. Like he was a few years ago. And then
he was, now he's just off with it. So me, I think Brian Dable could be the kind of person who could run an offense like that. Maybe. Yeah. Just an idea.
Speaking of Brian Dable, you had the Bears to take down the Giants 24-20 after Jackson Dart has to leave a game with a concussion. This is the 4th time he's been evaluated for a concussion.
That's the concern with Brian Dable. It's like, you had a lead, you couldn't keep it.
Though.
So if you're head coach, why put in James Winston?
I don't know.
That's a bad idea by the coach. So that's the only concern about Dable is how he always wants to stick to something and refuses to change. That's him. He didn't want to start Jackson Dart until he got so much pressure, probably by the owner, to start him, and then look how good he was. So Russell
Wilson is literally the definition of sabotage. for your
Literally
football team.
sabotage, and he's throwing himself out of the Hall of Fame. It's like, Russ, just retire, man. I loved you back in your peak
It's
with
like,
the Seahawks.
stop trying to back up for teams. Stop trying to start for teams. You're making yourself look worse and
just
worse and worse.
Retire, because you're not going to make the Hall of Fame if you keep this up. So
And don't destroy any
again
more
with
NFL
the
teams,
Bears.
please.
I keep saying this. They're winning against teams that either like lose all the momentum because their quarterback got hurt, or they're beating up on the bad defenses. So the Bears, I still need to see something more from the good teams.
Yeah, well,
like you lost to the Ravens without Lamar.
For me, this year was a development year for the Bears because they new head coach, new system, and everything, and they have shown improvement from last year, 100%.
They have, yeah.
So like maybe not the playoffs this year, maybe it'll be next year.
Yeah,
even though right now you are tied for the lead in the division,
you have a really tough schedule coming up.
Yeah, you have a really hard schedule. So if you do come through and make the playoffs with this upcoming schedule you got, look out, NFC, because they might actually be legit.
No.
Well, if they beat the teams that are on their schedule, is what I'm saying.
It depends on the ones they beat.
So if they beat the Packers, that doesn't mean anything.
Twice.
If they beat them twice, then you'll be like, okay,
yes.
We go. Okay.
Or if they beat the Lions.
Yeah, I guess they need to get back at the Lions after what happened earlier this year.
Yeah. And then moving on to the there's one more 1 o'clock game, right?
Jaguars.
Oh yeah.
Texans. Another upset of the week.
Bro, 29-10. How many fourth quarter comebacks are going to be this year? I thought it was just the Broncos. But no.
Nope.
It's other teams.
Davis, like Bo Nix, you're not that special. Davis Mills can do it, dude.
How do you mess that up? Why are teams messing up in the fourth quarter this year?
Here's why.
Stop being overconfident.
Trevor Lawrence got paid because of his Clemson days.
Yeah, not
because of how he looked at Clemson. There's literally you have half a season in the NFL to point at to say, oh, he could be a really good quarterback.
And then
that's it.
Yeah. So I mean, there's not much to really say except that Texans are not out of the playoffs quite yet, because if their defense is that good, that can still keep them in the race.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not much to talk about the game except Jaguars. You're kicking yourself out of the playoffs with your play calling, and Texans still got hope.
You have hope this year.
You got hope, little spark.
We'll all right, you go ahead.
So now we go to the 4 o'clock games with the Seahawks and the Lions beating their opponents. Seahawks being Cardinals, Lions being Commanders, with the exact same scores, 44-22. And honestly, both the games felt very similar. That's why I'm using both. Same score, same feeling. Two teams with offenses that were just dominating the other team. The only difference was the Commanders didn't look as bad offensively than the Cardinals.
But shout out to former Cowboy. I feel like I'm doing that a lot this year.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lawrence. 2 fumble recoveries, returned for touchdowns.
Yeah. So, I mean, both really impressive games by both teams. Both teams could potentially be, like NFC championship contenders.
Yeah.
So, I think,
sure.
both teams, great play calling, and maybe we'll see them play each other in the playoffs. That'd be really cool.
Ooh. The Seahawks actually had the Lions number for some reason.
Yeah. And then we go to the Rams, crushing the 49ers 42-26. As we predicted, it's like I don't think the Rams are going to lose again to the 49ers. Not to mention their defense was more banged up than last time they played them, and it shows a lot in this game that there's a big difference.
No Nick Bosa.
No Nick Bosa, and no Fred Warner,
who
was the reason why they won that game in overtime. He stopped that run play on the 4th down. So yeah, Rams look like the most consistent, well-balanced team in the NFL right now, and nobody talks about them.
They are
I
think
if the Rams do, I don't think they'll crush Seahawks, but if they did crush the Seahawks, that would just people probably wake up to, oh, the Rams are good. I don't think that's going to happen. I think if they beat them, I think if Rams just win overall Sunday, though, people will start eyeing them like, oh wait, they're actually really good.
Yeah, again, like some people are like, ooh, Lions Eagles Sunday Night Football. This is the NFC Championship matchup. I'm like,
though I will say,
no, it's not.
I will say, if Devontae's not playing, though, that does give Seahawks a very big advantage defensively.
It also gives Tony advantage this week in fantasy against me.
And then moving on to the Sunday night game.
Was there a game?
Nope. Which was very depressing. It was the Chargers beating the Steelers 25-10. Now, the reason why it's depressing was because Aaron Rodgers played awful. Like, he wasn't planting his feet. He was throwing overpasses, underpasses. Now, to be fair, there were a couple plays where the receivers didn't catch it. And, well, no offense, whoever the Steelers GM was, you should have been looking for another wide receiver
at the trade deadline.
At the trade
Absolutely.
deadline.
Like Rashid.
Marcus
Shaheed.
Valdez-Scantling is not getting a wide receiver. It's
Yeah,
not.
that doesn't count.
It's so dumb.
That don't count. That's just another one of Aaron Rodgers' buddies. That
Here's the thing about the Chargers in this game. Their defense looked good. Their offense was not actually that impressive. They scored off of like turnovers. Like there's a turnover right before halftime, which got them like into the Steelers' territory. And then otherwise they just got like field goals for the most part in the game. So there's still a little bit of concern for the Chargers because their two best offensive linemen are hurt.
Yeah.
They are 7-3, which is good because even with their
they got a little bit of a bubble.
They got a little bit of bubble to where like if they win like 3 more games, they're in an area where they could still make it, might not. And with their schedule, there's a good possibility that can happen.
And with with a win over the Chiefs, they have that edge right now. And also the Bills, Jaguars falling apart a little bit. It kind of gives
Chiefs
them
might be falling apart if they lose to Broncos. That's 5-5 if they lose. But the thing about the Chargers is that like there's a good chance you're still gonna make the playoffs, but I don't think you're gonna win one again.
Let's
just
say if by some miracle the Texans win their division,
you're gonna lose them again.
You play them again.
Or heck, if they played the Broncos in the playoffs, they might lose with their defense.
Yeah.
So again, the Chargers for me, it's like if you go to playoffs and you play against one of the top 10 defenses in the NFL, you're probably going to lose your playoff game. If you play a team that's good offense but not a good defense, I think there's a really good shot you could get your first Justin Herbert gets first win in the playoffs. But right now, there's a lot of concern, and I don't know how it's going to go. Steelers also a concern if they keep losing and the Bengals could start stepping up with Joe Burrow coming back possibly by Thanksgiving. You could miss the playoffs too. So there's a lot of concern for both those teams. Steelers is more of concern of actually making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Chargers, it's more of concern of winning a playoff game.
Yeah.
So that's my takeaway from that game. Then Monday Night Football, another low-scoring game, but this one was much more depressing than Thursday night, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Eagles beating the Packers 10-7.
This wasn't necessarily good defense. This was just bad quarterback play.
It was bad quarterback play by both. Packers defense looks great. They look great. But when the
Eagles offense.
Yeah, against the Eagles offense. That's impressive. And against their offensive linemen.
That's not impressive.
Yes, it is. And against the Eagles offensive linemen, the way out they played on their defensive line. That's impressive.
Sure. Against the O-line, sure. That
is impressive. But the way when they hand the ball to Saquon Barkley, they would get him at like 4 yards back behind the line. Immediately they would get it. So Packers, again, Toyota-thons when Jordan Love starts playing really well. So if their defense keeps up and Jordan Love does what he normally does
when
last half
of
the season, and that's like Thanksgiving.
Oh, they got one more bad game, and then who they play?
Yeah. Oh. So this could be the time where Jordan Love steps up, and if he doesn't, you're gonna miss the playoffs. Like that's the kind of you're also in that danger zone of like if you don't start winning,
you're third in your division right now.
Yeah, but I think again, like I said, I think the Bears are gonna fall down.
Yeah, no, but still.
And again, you have teams like Seahawks, 49ers, and Rams all playing well. You
also can play the Lions Thanksgiving.
Yeah, which is also concerning. So again, it's like there's a lot of concerns for Packers. Eagles is more of a Chargers concern. Like it's
not an injury concern though. It's different.
But the concern of you look like you're going to make the playoffs based off your record. You have a good chance of making the playoffs, but are you actually going to win a playoff game?
Let's just say, if you guys have another collapse like you did 2 seasons ago,
yeah,
and if you still make the playoffs because the Cowboys can't catch up with you, you're losing week 1 of the playoffs.
See, I was going to say, if the Giants actually won most of those games that they kept losing by a little bit, if I was Eagle, like let's say Giants won like 5 games right now.
Well, they just fired their head coach. There's no way they would have made it.
I know that, but
the Raiders actually made it.
I'm saying like if let's say they were playing well, they didn't fire Brian Dable, and they won like 5 games right now. Let's just say some of the games had turnarounds.
Sure, 5-5. That's not bad.
Eagles would be in trouble.
Yeah,
I would say that they would be in trouble. Because of that, and because of the Cowboys just having a awful defense.
We'll see how they look when they play in a couple weeks.
Yeah, but again, Dak plays well against the Eagles. So I expect you guys to win this time.
Yeah, no. Well, no. The question is our defense.
Yeah, the question is the defense, but I do think that like normally when Dak's healthy for both games in the season, you split it. So I think you guys will win that one. But that's going a couple weeks into the future. Yeah. But for me, it's just like there is concern for the Eagles of like, are you actually going to win a playoff game? You get a new offensive coordinator, things like that. But yeah, those are our recaps from week 10. Hopefully a lot of these teams that messed up adjust in these rest of the season.
All right, and welcome back to our overreaction segment, or make it a statement if it's reasonable or not, whatever we want to call it. I don't care. Yeah, so we're each gonna do 5. Maybe I'll have a bonus one at the end. We'll see. But yeah, let's go ahead. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You want to go first?
I'll have you go first.
Okay, he defers.
I always defer.
Yep, always defer.
Always.
You never-
49ers.
Always defer, especially in the Super Bowl, in overtime, in the playoffs.
Remember rule changes in the Super Bowl.
Well, now it's regular season and playoffs, so it don't even matter. Anyway, so my first one is the New England Patriots. After, it was semi-dominant win when you think about it.
They were dominant. It was like 28-16. It was going to be hard for Buccaneers to come back.
It was basically over at that point. My statement for the Patriots this week is they are a lock to win the number 1 seed in the AFC, and they will be in the AFC Championship game.
Yes, because when you look at their schedule, they're going to lose like maybe 1, maybe 2 games, actually. Like, they could lose like 2 games.
Yeah.
And they're going to be 13-4. And if Chiefs lose just 1 more game, they're automatically not going to get that. Colts, again, with the concern of Daniel Jones, they could start losing some more games. They'll still probably be lead of the division, in my opinion.
Broncos?
And Broncos, I think the Broncos, too many close wins. They're going to lose 4 games or something. Like, they might go like 11-6 or something. So, yeah, I think the Patriots have the easiest schedule out of all the top-ranked AFC teams right now, that I think it's their position to lose the number 1 seed right now. So, yeah, I completely agree. If they didn't get it, I'd actually be genuinely surprised because they have an easy schedule. So,
all right, cool.
All right.
What's yours?
So, I'm going to start with the Bills.
Ooh, let's go
and
AFC
my overreaction is they're going to miss the playoffs.
Okay. I know I said a few weeks ago that I said if they didn't get number 1 wide receiver.
Again, it's an overreaction. It's an overreaction.
I think it's an overreaction at this point, only because a lot of the teams in the AFC don't impress me.
That's true. Like a lot of AFC teams. There's this weird thing about AFC every season where at the first half of the season, there's a lot of teams that look really good. And then when you get to like week 10, like a couple weeks later, all of a sudden, everyone's just close. And there's only like 1 or 2 definitive good AFC teams. And it's always a fight for every other position in AFC.
So, yeah, I just think that there are enough good AFC teams for the Bills to worry about losing their playoff spot. But
there's concern if they're going to win any playoff games.
Yeah, winning a playoff game, that's one thing. But I just love how he's turned around, because, I had this overreaction. He went like, no, a few weeks ago.
What was your overreaction?
I said the Bills were going to miss the playoffs, so they didn't get a number 1 wide receiver at the trade deadline.
Oh, I thought you said they missed the playoff. If not getting wide receiver, I might have actually said yes.
I didn't say that.
I must have completely misheard that last time.
Whoopsies.
So yeah, if you said not getting wide receiver, I would have said yeah. But yeah, so we switched our positions about the idea of the Bills.
Yeah, because
that's funny.
Because honestly, I didn't pick the Bills to beat the Chiefs. They beat.
Again, that's why it's an overreaction for me. It's like, do I want that to happen? No, because I love the Bills.
Yep.
But when you lose like that to the Dolphins, it's like this is not good. And I don't think their schedule's pretty easy either. So, because again, Buccaneers, then you play the Patriots.
Yep.
And I'm not sure. If I check the schedule, there's probably a couple more tough teams to play.
Probably.
So yeah, that's why that was my overreaction. So what's your next?
Next one, I'm gonna do the Texans.
Woo!
So, I believe they've won a few games in a row now. My prediction is they're 4-5. They still got 2 games left against the Colts. And other than that, their schedule is semi-winnable if they can beat the Chiefs. If they beat the Chiefs.
Ooh, yes, please.
I'm predicting they're going to sweep the Colts and they're going to win the AFC South.
Oh, no. Win AFC South, no. I think Colts have too much of a lead right now, especially if they beat the Chiefs, like Colts beat Chiefs.
I don't think Colts are going to beat the Chiefs.
Well, we'll see. But I'm saying, I think that's not going to happen. I think Texans are a playoff contender right now, but I don't think they're going to take the number 1 seed. Not with Jonathan Taylor.
Not the number 1 seed, just the AFC South.
Sorry, not winning the AFC South is what I meant. And
I'm basically predicting they're winning now.
I just think Jonathan.
I'm just saying that if the Texans win out, basically, because they could win out with.
That's an if. If they beat the Colts twice, then I could say.
And they beat the Chiefs.
And Texans beat the Chiefs.
Yep.
That's a lot of what ifs, but if you put all those what ifs into factor, then I would say yeah. then that's not an overreaction because
Because well,
if you beat Colts twice, you beat Chiefs, and Colts lose the Chiefs.
you're tied.
You're
You have the
tied.
tiebreaker.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, but that's a lot of ifs. But because there's so many ifs, that's why I ultimately say no. But if it happened, I wouldn't be surprised because of the concern with the Colts. But I just think because of how good Jonathan Taylor is, I just don't see them losing twice to the Texans. So,
Okay.
all right. So for me, next is the Bengals.
Bengals.
My overreaction for the Bengals is because the
news?
Ravens still don't look good and Steelers don't look good.
Well, hold on. First, Bengals news this week. Joe Burrow is back in practice.
Yep, and he's said a lot of positive things.
Thanksgiving is what he's targeting.
So my take is if they only lose to Patriots, because I think it's the only team they would play before he comes back, if they beat everybody else, they will win the division.
Well, how about you just say? Well, my prediction was that the Texans were going to sweep the Colts and win the AFC South. Not like
I think they're going to sweep the Ravens because Ravens don't look like impressive right now.
Okay. I don't think they can sweep the Ravens because of their defense. Because of their defense.
I think they will.
That's literally the only reason why.
But I think when Joe Burrow comes back, the momentum will make their defense good enough this time.
Again, this is my theory about defenses. When you have a backup quarterback in who's
not playing well. Yeah, I know.
Is struggling.
I know that.
Your defense plays way above their standard. Then when your great quarterback comes back,
think about it. Think about it. When Joe Burrow was playing before he got hurt, Seppi, the defense was semi-good.
Against who?
See,
the Browns?
Well, they played Browns, and they did do well in that game, but, again, that's not too impressive.
And then
what's Joe Flacco who hasn't played well?
The Jaguars, was it?
Jaguars, yeah. Who were...
That's not...
I think that... I think the Ravens' offense does not look good right now, like they did last year.
Yeah, but you know what a great remedy for that is?
What?
Playing the Bengals defense.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, sure, it's an overreaction, but I'm saying, they could come back. They could.
Yep.
So, what's your next?
All right, so I'm going to talk about the Colts now.
Mm-hmm.
So, they had a great comeback win, but I still think they're going to make the playoffs, but they are not going to win a playoff game.
Nope.
Why?
Because I think they could play a team like Chiefs who are in a rough spot, or they could play Texans again, which I don't think they'll lose.
You really want the Colts to play the Chiefs in the playoffs?
I think
playoffs?
Sure.
At Arrowhead,
or they play someone like the Ravens who become a wild card, or Steelers, or Bengals. And I think that if the Bengals are a wild card, I think they'll lose to them, though. But if they play someone like Steelers, Ravens,
this is me assuming that they're not going to be at home. Because they're not going to win the division.
Okay, so let's think. Okay, so who are the divisional teams that they could play?
Let's see. There's
scenario?
Texans.
There's Texans.
Let's say Broncos win it.
Broncos. Okay.
And then let's say the Ravens come back and win the division.
Okay.
And then you got the Patriots. So they're not Patriots are going to be on a bye week.
Yeah.
Let's say that the Broncos are the number 2 seed. And then you got
Colts is the number
Texans
5.
is the 3. So they play the Ravens.
Ravens? Oh, yes. I think they beat them. Beat them.
Okay, what if it's the Bengals?
Because Lamar's not the same kind of guy.
Okay.
The Bengals, no. I said they will lose the Bengals in the playoffs.
How about Steelers, Ravens, Bengals? Do you think they beat the Steelers?
Yeah, I think they could beat the Steelers in playoffs.
What if they just do what the Steelers just do what they did last time and Daniel Jones is batting?
I don't think the Colts would repeat that, though.
But no, my point is that the Steelers stopped Jonathan Taylor.
Yes, but I'm saying that I think the Colts would be better prepared the next time. Because I've never seen someone probably do.
Sure
I don't think the Steelers would do a double stop on Jonathan Taylor in the same season. I don't think that would happen. I mean, if they did, cool. Because I would love to see the Steelers get a win. So it's a win-win for me, whoever won that game. But Ravens, yes. Bengals, no. I think if Bengals make the playoffs, I automatically say they're AFC Championship contenders immediately if they make it. Bengals.
Yeah, sure.
If Bengals make it playoffs, I'm automatically saying, okay, they could very well easily make it.
I think the only way they can make it is if they win the division, though. That's the only way.
What do you mean by that? Oh, as in other teams start losing and they.
But we're bringing it off track.
Yeah.
Your turn.
All right. So my next is the Raiders. And my prediction in this offseason, this is a very random overreaction. They will trade for Kyler Murray. I don't think Cardinals want him anymore. The Raiders do not want to keep Geno, and I think they're going to go for Kyler Murray.
That's the best you can do?
I just don't think they're going to draft a QB.
Why not?
I just don't. I feel like Pete Carroll's not the kind of guy that's going to draft a QB. I just don't think he's going to.
Why?
Now, maybe South Carolina's QB, but I don't know if he's going to come
Lenore
draft this
Seller's
year.
not going to be a top first round pick.
But I just don't. Is there any really good quarterback in the draft this year that they will want?
There's nobody that's really blowing you away. Like
That's what I'm
the
saying.
best quarterback in this draft is going to be the guy out of Indiana, Fernando Mendoza.
Which they could draft.
Which I don't know if I would definitely want to do that.
He plays old-fashioned QB. That's what I want.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's one good year that doesn't look like super spectacular.
He looked good last year, right? Was it or was he not the QB?
He wasn't there last year.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, me personally, I wouldn't draft him high either. But I'm saying the fact that I think they might trade for Kyler Murray.
No, because his contract isn't tradable.
We'll see.
Think it is.
All right. So what's your next overreaction?
Okay. Browns. Dylan Gabriel is not the guy. You need to start Shedeur Sanders just to see if he is good. If he's not good, then you get your answer. Then you move on.
I mean, sure. Give him a chance. See what he does. I don't mind that. I would.
The NFL put you at 425 for a reason. This week.
425. You announce, hey, Shedor's going to play instead. Trust me. Then it'll be worth watching, in my opinion.
Otherwise, everybody in Baltimore, Cleveland that isn't at the game is going to be like, why can't we watch the Broncos Chiefs?
And honestly, if Shedeur,
they don't have YouTube TV right now with NFL Sunday
if Shedeur is good, I would like to see him beat the Ravens because then it would give more positivity for the Bengals.
Yeah, sure.
The Steelers. So I would love.
Can you imagine the story if you were able to beat the Ravens with Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah.
Good grief! Headlines galore.
It would be unbearable.
It would be the number one
Shedeur Sanders
on every news station, probably.
Who would they talk about more? Shedeur Sanders or Taylor Swift in the NFL after that?
They don't even talk about Taylor Swift that much.
I know, but I'm saying like how crazy Taylor Swift was that year when she started dating Travis Kelce.
Shedeur.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be Shedeur Mania.
All right. So for my next overreaction, it would be the Bears. And my overreaction is they are going to go on a losing streak. Because they play.
Can you give me the schedule?
So they play Packers twice.
Well, I need the order.
I don't know the order. Well, when I say losing streak, I don't mean they're going to lose it all in a row. They're just going to lose a bunch.
Okay, what teams they play?
Packers twice, Lions, 49ers, Steelers, and then they do play the Vikings, but I don't consider that a tough game, though it could be because they lost last time, but that was a lucky win. A lucky win by the Vikings.
How many games do you think they're going to lose?
And then Browns. I think they're going to lose like 4 or 5 games.
I think it's the opposite.
Yeah, you're dumb.
I'm just saying. I'm saying they're going to split with the Packers.
They couldn't beat the Ravens without Lamar.
It was a bad game.
Bad game. And then what did
the Packers are not a good football team.
They play against the Bengals defense.
The Packers are not a good.
But they own the Bears.
Football team.
They own the Bears.
They don't own them recently.
They will.
They don't.
If the only thing that'll make me confident in the Bears, like I said, is if they beat the Packers twice. Then I'll know it's over.
What if they just beat the Packers and then they beat the Steelers, the Niners, and the Browns? That's 4 wins already.
They're not going to beat the Steelers. They're not going to beat the 49ers.
I don't know about
They're not going to beat the Lions.
I don't know about that. I'm not saying they're beating
the
Lions.
Dude, the Lions demolished them last time.
I didn't say they beat the Lions.
The Packers are going to beat them at least once.
That's what I'm saying.
They're going to lose to the Steelers.
Lose to the Lions.
And they're going to lose to the 49ers.
And
if Shedeur is playing and he proves he plays well.
I think the Bears will beat the Steelers if they are healthy. I'm going to make that my prediction.
And if Shedeur does start and he does beat the Ravens, I'm going to put the Bears' loss to the Browns too. There's also that concern. What if Shedeur starts and he plays well? What if the Vikings beat them again?
I don't think Vikings are beating them again.
Yeah, but they're playing a tough defense like last time. He didn't play so well. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Actually
the Bears
well
are beating up on the bad defenses or on a team that loses all their momentum because their quarterback leaves. That just shows how important Jackson Dart was to the Giants. As soon as he left, everything just went downhill. Defense, offense, everything.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you could win by getting lucky like the Chiefs did last year, then you take it.
Yes, but the Bears are not going to... Their luck's going to run out. The only reason why Chiefs' luck kept going was because of the refs.
Well, I just think that you don't like the Bears because you don't like Caleb Williams.
I don't mind Caleb Williams. And I like Ben Johnson. I'm just saying... Except they're beating up on the bad teams. That's not impressive. It's not impressive.
What in the world are you supposed to do when you play bad teams? You're supposed to win, right?
Yes, but I'm saying that it's close still. The game's been close.
Whatever.
Sorry.
I'm just saying. I think you're
Facts are facts. Facts don't care about feelings, Seppi.
Definitely an overreaction, just because
facts don't care about
you're
feelings.
In your feelings a little bit. That's what I'm saying.
No.
That's why your fact isn't a fact. It's your feelings.
No, it is a fact. Look
because
at the teams. Look at the teams
blindly will pick the Steelers against the Bears, knowing that the Steelers could potentially be falling apart at that point.
If they're falling apart at that point, then I'll say Bears will win.
That's what I'm predicting.
But I don't think the Steelers are going to fall apart like that, because the Steelers never really fall apart.
I'm just saying it's definitely not a guarantee. Definitely not, especially with their defense being inconsistent.
Would they play Steelers later this year? If the Bears, like I predict, start collapsing right now, yes, it will look like that. It is a lock because they don't play until later this year.
Well,
so at that point, if the Bears are losing like I predicted, yes, they will lose to Steelers, Seppi. So again, facts.
Well,
all right. What's your final?
My final one is the Panthers. And mine thing is, like, obviously I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but it is officially time to look for another quarterback. It's over for Bryce Young in Carolina.
Ooh.
It's over.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say.
I just think that last year,
it
was a cute story.
I'm going to say yes, only because Bryce Young is the complete opposite of Cam Newton, the kind of quarterback that made the Panthers good.
Well,
I think they need to find a quarterback.
Congratulations, Sherlock! You solved the mystery that
I'm saying
a little quarterback.
No, Bryce Young.
Versus a big quarterback.
Bryce Young this does not work for a system like the Panthers. They're kind of their team. I think someone like South Carolina's quarterback would be a good replacement.
I actually would love him in Carolina.
So that's the kind of quarterback I think they need. They need to find someone big like Cam Newton.
Literally, he literally is Cam Newton.
He basically
he is super accurate.
And he's strong. Like, he's a big guy. He's a big guy.
He's strong. He can run. He can throw it really well. I just wonder if he's going to be a first-round pick next year, but I digress.
Yeah, so that's the kind of quarterback you guys should want. So that's why I agree, because I'm saying you should go for him.
In case you couldn't tell, we love Lenore Sellers.
Yeah. So for me, it's like Lenore Sellers is a great quarterback, perfect for your system. That's why I agree. So.
Okay, and your final one?
My final overreaction is the Eagles.
Ooh.
And my prediction for the Eagles, I don't care how late it is in the season. If they don't hire Brian Daboll or someone else as their offensive coordinator, they are going on a losing streak. If they don't get a new offensive coordinator, they're going on a losing streak.
You don't understand how hard it is to learn a new offense.
If they do not at least fire the offensive coordinator, like I said, they don't.
Sure, they can fire their offensive coordinator and have somebody else calling plays, but you can't bring in Brian Daboll.
Yes, you can.
No, not in the middle of the season.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
You want to know how?
How?
Simple. You come in, you go, all right, what was your strategy last year for offense? We're going to do that. Done. They already know how to do it. There are ways, Seppi. You don't understand what it's like to coordinate, obviously.
I don't think you understand what it's like to
coordinate. I fully understand. You can change your offense strategy next season, but this season, be like, okay, guys, the strategy right now is not working. So, what did you guys do last year? Do you guys remember that? You do? We're gonna go with that. It's not that hard. You get paid millions of dollars. You should be able to learn a new go back to your old playbook from last season. I think that's totally acceptable. And a player should be able to do that.
Brian Daboll hasn't used that system before.
When they hire him, they tell him, by the way, we need to use this. Brian Daboll, if you're an offensive coordinator, you can figure out how to work different plays very easily.
It's very different. The players have different signals than you use.
Okay. Can I explain something?
Very
By
different.
the time you get to the playoffs, you will be adjusted in their team. You will be fully adjusted by then, and then it's a great time to execute.
I don't think it'll work. I don't think it will work.
I 1,000% think it'll work. And if they did, I would bet on it. I would do a huge bet on it. Huge bet. If they took Daboll and Daboll's their offensive coordinator, I would have a huge bet by the time they get to the playoffs, their offense is going to look like just like last year, if not better. Because he's going to tell Jalen Hurts, throw to AJ Brown more, things like that. He's going to tell him to do the things that need to work.
The reason they don't throw it that much because they don't.
And another thing, I want to say another thing about it. Jalen Hurts has a very high IQ. That's why he's a very quiet guy too. So if you change the strategy, Jalen Hurts is the kind of quarterback who could adjust himself to that.
It's not about necessarily Jalen Hurts. It's about the wide receivers.
Even the wide, it's not that hard to adjust, Seppi. I think it would not be that hard.
I don't think change in play calling is going to change the fact that Jalen Hurts is not that good of a quarterback.
He is a good quarterback.
He's not as good as you think.
How many Super Bowl rings has he got compared to Dak? And how good did he play in the Super Bowl? Probably better than Dak ever will play in a Super Bowl if he ever made it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know.
Dak
I don't
Lover.
know. I literally
Dak
don't know.
Lover.
Anyway,
the only way Dak's ever going to Super Bowl, Seppi, no offense, if he's not on the Cowboys.
I mean, I don't disagree. So,
what team do you? Okay, just a little random question for him. What team would you want him to go on right now that could use him?
Right now?
Right now that you think he could go to and could turn
Broncos.
team on? Broncos?
He's better than Bo Nix.
Me personally, I would say Aaron Rodgers retires, go to Steelers, or go to
That's why I did Steelers
or Raiders. Tom Brady's owner could help him.
I think the Broncos are better.
I mean, I wouldn't hate going to Broncos, but I don't think they're gonna get rid of Bo Nix. I'm saying a team who actually could consider it. I'm talking about a team that would consider actually
at the end of his contract, they could consider it.
Yes, but I'm saying like let's just say completely random. Next season, Dak was going to go to another team. Do you really think it would be the Broncos if it was next season? No, I don't think that they. Would do that.
Just because the Broncos want to do it because they want to see if Bo Nix can be the guy.
I'm saying for a team,
but if they were smart, they would.
A team that realistically would pick him up next season.
Yeah, the Raiders definitely would be.
Raiders, team.
Steelers definitely. Yeah. Who else? Cardinals. Well, I mean, I don't think they're like contenders, but they could be really good
if they swapped.
They could be really good.
If they swap contracts with Kyler Murray and Dak, and
that could be really good. And then also Kyler Murray's undefeated at AT&T Stadium, so you know it's
imagine if he did that when he came to them. That would be real. You would sit there and be like,
"What?"
I mean, you'd be like, okay, Cowboys are good right now. But, I mean, I don't think that would happen. Yeah. No, it's like Cowboys goes to Cowboys, they will play well. That would, I would be like, no.
Yeah,
I would say no, no way. But yeah, so.
I will only want to do that move just to see what would happen. That's it. That's the only reason why I would do that. But anyway, one last bonus overreactions for the Packers. They're not winning a playoff game this year. Book it.
Well, it depends who they play.
Well, okay. Who do you think they'll play? Let's say that. Let's just say.
So let's assume they wild card.
Yeah, let's assume they're a wild card.
Let's say they could play. See, Lions would be an option.
That's
Buccaneers could be an option. That
could be a loss. Yep.
Rams, that would be a loss.
And that's everybody.
Wait, but who would be the other team that could be a bye? Like,
let's say the Eagles are the number 1 seed.
If they play Eagles again, they might actually beat them though.
Yeah, but the Eagles are number 1 seed, which means they won't get a chance to play them.
Well, let's say they don't win number 1 seed, then Rams win number 1 seed.
Well, Packers would have to be the number 7 seed in order to play the Eagles. In that
which,
scenario,
if
probably.
you look at the record right now, that'd probably be where they are.
No.
But here's another thing about Packers though. It's like, let's say Jordan Love does go off in the Toyota-thon again, like he normally does. If he does, just out here, if he does, then that's a whole nother scenario. If we're saying right now, Packers, yes, they would lose the first game. Period. If he does go off like he normally does for Toyota-thon, then I would say no. I think they would beat the team as long as it's not like the Rams.
Okay.
So, because if they do go off, and let's say they beat the Lions again, and they play the Lions, I would be pretty confident Packers beating the Lions. So again, overreaction right now? No, I think that's totally rational right now. But if he does go off like he normally does, it's a whole nother story. So
just be prepared, Packers fans.
Yeah, be prepared for.
I'm just saying. I know you guys. Everyone was picking you guys to make the Super Bowl.
I mean, you can't blame someone if you look at the first 2 games. Micah has done a lot. It's just they keep a lot of. I mean,
he didn't do anything last night.
He brought a lot of pressure, and he did get Saquon. Yes, he did. Sebby,
he got Saquon one time.
Let me tell you something. When you have 2 guys blocking you, that's doing something.
Well, no. Yeah. I get you. But
that's doing something.
I'm just saying that last time was more due to the Eagles' bad offense than Packers.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Their offensive coordinator. Yeah, if you fire your offensive coordinator, don't you think you would change your strategy?
Yeah, sure, fire your offensive coordinator. I don't think it's overreaction. I'm just saying bringing in somebody else that's not already on the team is a bad idea.
No, I don't think so. You tell the new offensive coordinator, there's certain things we're not going to do this year because it'd be too confusing. You could do it next season.
I wouldn't. I just think it's a bad idea. It's also a panic move to do that. So
If your offensive coordinator sucks, you get another offensive coordinator.
what you're telling your team is you don't trust them, so you have to bring in somebody.
No, you don't trust their offensive coordinator because he sucks. So we're gonna get someone in that can actually work with your offense.
I don't. I just think that okay, it's too complicated to do that. That's all I'm gonna say. It's too
You get paid millions of dollars. They can do it.
Getting paid millions of dollars doesn't change the fact of if it's a good idea or a bad idea. Tony.
I think it's a good idea. I generally think it's a good idea.
Money doesn't determine how good
I
or
know,
bad you
but
are.
I'm saying, Sebby, that it's totally possible. By the time you get to the playoffs, you could know their offense strategy. Totally rational. That's a totally rational idea.
Maybe, but
and if they're that good of a team, they should be able to adjust like that. And if they're not, then it would.
I don't think they are this year.
And I think they are.
Anyway, so yeah, those are our overreactions to Week 10. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. What are some of your overreactions, or what are your statements for teams for the rest of the season? Let us know. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe the video. And thank you so much for watching. I'm Giuseppe.
I'm Antonios.
And this has been Dynamite Duo Sports.
Imagine if the AFC Championship was like Bengals Patriots.
That would.
I mean, I'm rooting for Bengals. I'm rooting very much for Bengals.
Sure.
Let's say Bengals win division, like I said. Then they wouldn't play Patriots till then. So.
Yeah, but that's a long shot, but, we'll see if it happens. See ya.
Get out of here.